Welcome to an episode with ByrdAdatto. This is typically a video that Michael and I shoot for our Access Plus members, but based on some things that are happening, we felt like it's best to share some information that we have for all clients.
Yeah, I mean, we know that our phone has been ringing with a lot of questions on the coronavirus or COVID-19, and so we feel like we have a lot of wisdom that we can share, and we want to share this with the public at large versus, just as we usually say, our Access Plus members. And, as many of you who know us know, education and training is one of our passions. It's important for our client base and even just the business sector at large to be educated on the different business and compliance issues that are going on. And so with the current circumstances, we are doing this by video as opposed to the podium like we usually do.
Yeah, and so one of the things that we're getting a lot of calls about is how do I do this or how do I do that, and so what we decided to do is for our Access Plus members, we are going to build certain policies that we're going to release on the Access Plus portal, such as certain questions on business policies that affect you, certain questions on healthcare pieces that you would have with your patient care. And obviously, especially for those who have the ability to, what are the kind of the telecommunicating policies that you have to be worried about? And for those of you who are not Access Plus members, understand that we will be, throughout this week, shooting separate videos to at least give you ideas of things to consider. So even if you're not an Access Plus member, these are the things that we're going to give you different videos throughout the week saying these are things to consider throughout the time frame so that you know that even if you don't have this policy, these are certain liabilities you need to be conscious about. So one of the big questions that we keep getting is with my business should I think about ways of closing it right now?
Yeah, I mean, that is the question of the day, and it's a really sensitive question and one that I just encourage everyone to remember that we're all in this together and that every business has its own dynamics and parameters that they're trying to consider. Generally speaking, there's kind of 4 areas that you would want to think through if you're considering whether to keep your business open or not. First and foremost is a public health consideration, and that's you hear all the news about flattening the curve, and so what city are you in, what business are you in? Those are all considerations as to whether or not, for the greater public health concern, you need to consider closing your business. Secondly, kind of another overarching area is government. The local governments are making that decision for a lot of our clients. And so in Dallas, for example, bars and restaurants and gyms as of last night have been closed or limited in what they can do. And so for our healthcare clients, generally speaking, medical practices, which would include the full range of anything from a surgical office to a medical spa to a wellness center, are generally going to fall into things that are accepted from being closed. But you want to look at that because each of the different local governments and state governments have had a little bit different variation on that. Then the final 2 things that you should consider are your employees. And if you decide to stay open, what are your policies going to be around that to keep them safe? And then finally, your customers, or if you're in healthcare, your patients, and what policies do you have in place to keep that safe if you decide to stay open?
So those are all the things that we wanted to share with you. Like I said, we'll have videos throughout this week, keeping you up to date. And obviously with what's going on, things change, it seems like every 4 to 8 hours anyway, so we'll try to keep you up to date as best we can as long as we can continue to find information and share with you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.